Isang magandang Miyerkules po sa inyong lahat. At welcome po sa November 10, 2021 edition ng The Stock Market Today. At 1.5 months na lang, 45 days na lang, Pasko na. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Ben G. Chadoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer na nagsimulang mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007, and I do this report daily, which I started August of last year. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have stocks in mind that you want reviewed, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Ang ating financial news ay tungkol sa JFC at meron po tayong special feature tungkol sa DMC at SM Prime Holdings, kasama po ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, November 10, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Don't go away. Okay, yung financial headlines po natin ay makikita po natin sa, this is courtesy of BDO Securities, and GDP grows faster than expected in third quarter, BSP to keep rates low. But what is, hindi naman unusual, but yung T-bills rate is slightly higher than expected to map up. Probably na meron silang nakitang an uptick on the inflation, kaya tinaas nila yung interest rates. Okay, pero projection po ito at BSP to keep rates low. Economic managers expect easing to alert level 1 on January 2022. Then on sectoral and company news, DMC reports 9-month core net income of 13.2 billion, up 173% year-on-year. We have a special feature on DMC. JFC posts third quarter headline net income of 1.6 billion. This is our news for the day. Then Cebu Pacific reports 9-month net loss of 22 billion. Okay, so nag-widen yung kanyang net loss, pero alam nyo, Cebu Pacific is a resilient company, no? And now that tourism is reopening, tingnan nyo, I think it's time to accumulate. Kung all-time low, no? Mamaya tingnan po natin si Cebu Pacific. Kasi magandang bumili hanggat mababa po eh. One thing kasi about the psychology in the stock market, pagka bumababa po yung stock, natatakot tayong bumili, di ba? Pagka mataas na yung stock, gusto nating bilhin. Pero, you know, may risk involved pagka masyado na mataas ang stock, mag-overbought, di ba? Ito naman, masyado mababa yung stock, natatakot tayong bumili. Anyway, let's now go to our headlines. Jollibee returns to profitability in third quarter. Yung picture na po ito, hindi po dito sa Philippines yan. Abroad po ito. Kasi nung nasa Hong Kong po ito, ito yung kanyang billboard sa labas eh, the home of the famous Chicken Joy. In Hong Kong at least, meron ganito po yung kanyang billboard at maganda yung kanyang frontage. Okay? Jollibee Foods Corp booked an attributable net income of 1.57 billion in the third quarter, a reversal of the 1.58 billion net loss it posted in the same period last year on the back better earnings and its local operations as a result of its business transformation program, the company said in a disclosure on Tuesday. JFC said the transformation program involves the closure of unprofitable stores, headcount reduction in stores that remain open, closure of 4 commissaries in the Philippines, and downsizing of company operations, which began April last year. The company's revenues amounted to 37.2 billion in the third quarter, up 24.1% year-on-year from 29.97 billion on the back of higher sales. However, this was 13.8% lower than the company's pre-pandemic top line of 43.18 billion in 2019. System-wide sales from the company-owned and franchise stores went up by 26.6% to 51.39 billion in the third quarter. However, this was 10.4% lower than its sales of 57.36 billion in the same period of 2019. JFC's same-store sales in the Philippines business went up by 32.4% year-on-year, while sales from its international business rose 12.4%. Worldwide same-store growth also improved 23.6%. China grew by 2.9%, North America by 19.6%, Middle East, Europe, Middle East and other parts of Asia 8.8%, and the coffee bean and tea leaf by 20%, JFC said. Superfoods declined by 53.1%, primarily due to heightened restrictions imposed in Vietnam to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The company's operating income for the third quarter amounted to 945 million, a reversal of its 3.35 billion loss in the previous year, but 28.3% lower compared to the 2019 level. Alam nyo, si Jollibee ay one of the success stories in the Philippines, and they have been Jollibee has been positioning itself internationally, and it has been opening stores in Europe, in North America, left and right, Middle East, and they have been expanding silently. And right now, they are now in a position to earn more. Probably in the fourth quarter, they will finish off very strong as the economy reopens. That's my take for Jollibee. But I guess the estimates of BDO Securities will have to be revised on the light of these new financials in the third quarter. Okay, so let's now see our special feature. First is SM Prime Holdings. Kasi lumabas na po yung third quarter results of operations. SM Prime Holdings maintain neutral property operations to continue to face headwinds. Meaning, mahirapang umangat, yung price ni SM Prime Holdings. 9-month 21 earnings up year-on-year, but missing expectations. Residentials coping with constrained construction and sales cancellations. Mall leasing still challenged, but sequential recovery gaining traction. Action valuation, maintain neutral and keep the target price of 35 pesos per share. But what caught my eye here is yung comparison, comparison of SM Prime to the other similar businesses, Lakihan natin to. Property sector estimates and valuation summary. So upside risk include faster than expected recovery, accelerated ramp up in construction activity, and progress development in its reclamation project. Downside risk include reversion to extended periods of stricter lockdowns, which I don't think will happen unless there is a widespread turnaround on the COVID-19 cases, which may result in protracted economic recovery, slowdown of residential launches, increasing sales. Pero ito, yung comparison niya between Ayala Land, PhilInvest, MegaWorld, all the land developers in the PSE. At mapapansin niyo, SM Prime Holdings has the biggest market capitalization of 20.775, but ang rating po niya ay neutral. Ngayon, sa PE naman, kung compare natin yung PE, ay mataas yung PE ni SM Prime compared to Ayala Land, for example, 42.82. But the lowest PE is Vista Land at 6.32. Ito yung full year 21 forecast, Pero in 2022, ang forecast po niya ay lower PEs. But SM Prime would have a higher PE. Ngayon, MegaWorld is one of the more attractive buys here, including Robinson's Land. Mabababa po yung PE nila, So it's 9.55 and 12.21. Vistaland is also attractive, as well as PhilInvest. Pero maganda po yung upside ni Megaworld and Robinsons Land. As for dividend yield naman, ang may pinakamagandang dividend yield ay PhilInvest Land, which has 3.5% forecast and 3.3%. Vista Land yung next, Next is Robinsons Land. Mabababa lang yung SM Prime and Megaworld. So that is the summary, And kayo mag-decide or mag-judge kung anong stock ang gusto nyong bilhin at merong magandang upside. Pero lahat po yan ay magaganda. But I would be betting more on Megaworld, Robinsons, and PhilInvest. I would be betting on those three. Kasi yan yung may magagandang PE plus dividend yield. Including Vistaland, actually. Ngayon, yung Ayala Land naman and SM Prime, maaring mabababa o matataas yung PE nila and mabababa yung dividend yield. Pero sa laki kasi nila, nahihirapan silang i-manage yung maging more efficient yung kanilang operations. Unlike the smaller companies, which has a smaller market cap, mas madali nilang ma-manage or ma-control yung expenses, yung operations nila because they are smaller and more manageable. Now, that's just my take. Now, you decide, and salamat po sa BDO Securities for these estimates. Okay, so let's now go to the other one, si DMC, Dinowngrade siya ni BDO Sec to neutral. Strong results of SCC largely priced in. The valuation target price raised to 790 from 660. So there is an implied upside of a negative 3.4. Actually, 8.18 po yung last closing price niya, pero 3.4% yung downside dahil the closing price is higher than the target price. So na-reach na po niya yung target price. Strong third quarter results. Construction and mining may provide potential growth. Ngayon, what caught my attention here is yung summary niya dito, Yung third quarter summary. At makikita nyo po kung ano yung companies under the holding. DMCI kasi is a conglomerate, a holding company. And under them are various businesses, At makikita natin, ang kumikitang kumpanya ay Semirara and DMC Mining. So the mining and the power are the ones na kumikita, Semirara is power also. Pero DMCI Power, kumikita din siya, although maliit lang. Maynilad is just maliit. This is just for the third quarter, Ngayon, yung 9-month, 9-month summary, ay ang kumikita dyan ay DMC Mining is number 1, and then Semirara is number 2. DMCI Homes for the 9-month is kumikita, and DMC Power contributed 6%. So yung Maynilad almost neutral lang siya, yung water, but hopefully mag-recover yan dahil utility company yan. So yan po ang ating take for DMC. While it was downgraded to neutral, DMC has one of the highest dividend yields among the index stock. In fact, yung SCC gave a large dividend recently. Okay? So that's my take. So now let's take a look at what happened to the PSE and the PSE index today. Okay, the PSEI lost 65.99 points, probably because of profit taking, 0.89% down to end at 7375.68. However, there was net foreign buying at 517 million. So bullish pa rin ang ating PSE index. Yung market summary naman ay tingnan naman natin. 116 companies declined, 77 advanced, while 56 remained unchanged. The all-share index lost 12.52%. Medyo malaki to, 567.33. Ang suspecha ko dito, SGP to. Yung nag-cause ng decline dun sa all-share index because SGP is not an index stock. It's an all-share, included in the all-share computation. No? The financials, holding companies, industrials, mining, properties, and services were all in the red, led by the financials at 1.79%. Okay, on the most active stocks, we will be reviewing the following. Si Bloom, request po ito ni Hazelin Kua. And then we have a comment here from Zaldi Santos. Ang sabi niya, Sir, curious po sa case ng SGP, yung previous price nun before ay nasa 400 pero ngayong reopening nito due to FOO nasa 10. Hindi naman 10, nasa 12 lang ito. Anong impact nito? Makakahon pa kaya ang hawak nito previously? Zaldi, kung titignan mo yung aking October 27 or October 28 episode ng The Stock Market Today, aking sinabi doon na no one knows where the price of where the stock will go. No? Not even the analysts could predict where the price will go. Of course, babagsak yan from 397 to 12. No? And there is a huge difference. Mamaya, tingnan natin kung ano nangyari kay SGP. No? At para makita natin, because even analysts and brokers are at a loss kung ano yung equilibrium level. Siyempre, of course, since your FOO is 12 pesos from a market price of 397 last May nung na-stop ang trading, bagsak talaga yan, di ba? Pero look at the potential of SGP. Kaya nga yan nag-FOO dahil yung kanyang liquidity position, it's not very liquid at wala masyadong nagte-trade ng stock, ano? And looks like the price is too high. Kaya ginawa nilang 12. Mamaya tignan natin si SGP. I think it ended at 12.60. And then Mike Miguel says, your take on LTG? Sir, could it be insider trading or some info beforehand or just normal profit taking? The price action looks suspicious but just my take. Okay, tingnan natin ng LTG mamaya, no? Sa akin naman kasi, if you are trading the stock, if you are from LTG, for example, and you are trading the stock, and you have inside info, bawal po yun. Mababan po kayo dun. In fact, if you trade the stock and you have insider info, you will be usually broker siya eh. So, usually broker po mapapunish eh. Kaya matatanggal po kayo doon. Hindi naman broker, but sometimes clients also who are employees or officers of LTG who has inside info. You don't trade based on inside info. Of course, some are greedy, pero bawal po yun. Masasanction po yung kumpanya. Baka itigil pa yung trading niyan eh. So, ano pong gusto nyo mangyari, di ba? Hindi po maganda yon yung insider trading. You trade with the publicly available information. Kasi, very unfair po yung insider trading. So, kung may nalalaman ka na hindi nalalaman ng iba, unfair advantage po yun. That's my take. Pero tingnan natin si LTG mamaya. Okay, so we'll be taking a look at Bloom, SGP, LTG, DMC, JFC, CEB, and Globe. Okay, so let's now go to the first. Bloom. Requested po ito ni Hazelin. Okay. Okay, Globe continues to move upwards and there is a definite trend. Let's look at DMI. Yan po, nasa 39, almost 40 po yung DMI. Ibig sabihin po, kahit na po maging overbought ang stock, pero nasa 68.93, almost overbought, pero kahit na maging overbought ang stock, the fact that there is a definite trend. And the trend is, I know it's upwards, but let's take a look at the chart. Yes, it's upward. If the green graph is above the red graph, that means that the trend is upwards. But if the red graph is above the green graph and it's over 30, the trend is downwards. In this case, it's upward, you know? So it's moving upwards, and I think this is already the highest for Bloom in, hindi pa yata. No, not yet. Ito yung next resistance level niya. Nasa 8 pesos, 807. And the next one is approximately here, 881. Now, when I talk of support and resistance, these are not exact points, but these are areas. So, under the candlestick po siya, yung ating mga indicators with RSI high, a high 68 at 68.94. So, that's my take for Bloom. Yung previous support niya ay ito po. Or previous resistance niya ay yan na na-break. Ngayon, yan na po yung bagong support natin for Bloomberry. And then SGP, actually SGP nung tinignan ko to kanina, too early to tell eh. Kasi tingnan nyo po, yung last trading day po niya ay May 25. Or sorry, May 28. Tapos bagsak siya dito May 10. Oh. Layo oh. So makikita nyo, dito merong candlestick, pero dito akala mo wala. Ayan oh. Tingnan natin yung say a 15-minute chart. Yan, 15-minute chart niya. Nag-start siya dito, pero halos wala kang makitang candlestick. Bakit? Kasi dati ang movement niyan ay in pesos eh. 3, 4 pesos, 5 pesos. Eh ngayon, centavos na lang yung movement. Kaya tingnan nyo, wala. Oh. Halos wala. Ang pinaka-movement niya ay hindi ko masabi but halos pantay-pantay sa tingin ko eh. Pero may movement siya. Oh. So in the first 15 minutes, it opened at 13, closed at 13.46. Actually, the high is 13.58. The next 15 minutes, it closed at 13.20. So it's hardly a chart, actually. And your RSI went berserk, no? It's at 16 from a high of 397 nung nahinto yung trading nung May. Okay? So, tingnan lang po natin yung equilibrium price po niya, no? It settled at 1260 finally. But I guess my take for SGP is that from here, it will continue to move up. Bakit? Kasi yung pag-transmit ng power dito sa Philippines, yung National Grid Corporation, ay monopoly po yan eh. Si SGP lang po yung holding, it's a holding firm which owns National Grid Corporation. At yung perang makukuha niya dito, pambibili niya ng preferred shares. And alam niyo ba kung magkano yung preferred shares? 7.9 yung kanyang interest. And just imagine, 7.9, wala kang makikita ditong interest na ganyan. It's the highest, ano? 7.9 net of tax, that's remove the 10%. It's 7.11. Ang sa akin po ay, well, you can make a profit, a fast back out of it. Pero ako, kung bibili ako ng SGP at 12 pesos, I will hold on to it. Kasi magandang investment po sa SGP. Yung public float nga lang ay mahina dati. Ngayon, ay because of the FOO, ay nag-increase na po yung kanyang public float, I think to 20%. From a low of below 15, naging 20%. Okay po, so that's my take po for SGP. Pero nasa sa inyo po yun, if you will be an investor or a trader in SGP, I will not sell my shares in SGP, but that's me. Okay po. Ngayon, next is LTG. Okay, wala naman kasing ibang news dito, and alam nyo, from time to time, nagkakaroon ng red engulfing candlestick because of market sentiment. Ngayon, kung inaakala natin itong Insider trading? I don't think so. And tinitingnan ko kanina kasi yung black sale, wala naman siyang black sale eh. Ayan no? Wala siyang black sale. LTG doesn't have any black sale. I think it's just market sentiment. Okay? Pero kung titingnan po natin yung fundamentals po ni SGP, mga kapatid, mga kapamilya at kapuso, wag po kayo mag-insider trading ha. Bawal po yun. Mababan po kayo sa PSE. Kung empleyado po kayo, mababan po kayo dyan. At baka yung broker masasabit pa. So, wag nyo pong gagawin ng insider trading. Please lang po. Yan po yung nasaan ba tayo? Okay, nandito tayo sa fundamentals. Nasa 1310. So, 24 to 25% upside for LTG. Okay, so right now, the next resistance level ay nandito na po sa 13 pesos. So, halos fundamental price na po yung next resistance level. I think the present resistance level will be at 10.84 and next to that is already at 13. Okay, then after LTG, DMC. DMC is had a red candlestick today and it has a support level here at EMA50 at 7.71. And the resistance, nandito po sa 927, yung next resistance level ni LTG. It is sideways, yes, it's sideways to bullish. As our RSI is just below the midpoint at 49. So, neutral po si BDO Securities dito kay LTG, dinowngrade niya to neutral. Oh. Yan po yung fundamentals ni DMC. Now, DMC is one of the stocks which give good dividend yield over the years. And I'm holding DMC for capital appreciation and dividend yield. Although na-downgrade siya to neutral, I believe in the stock and I'm holding on to it. Okay? JFC ang susunod natin. JFC, hindi masyadong nagbibigay ito ng dividendo. Uy, umaakyat si JFC. Oh. So right now, it's 254. But yesterday, it closed at 259. So it's one of the more resilient stocks. While it doesn't give a good dividend yield, I hold JFC for capital appreciation. So yan po yung support level at 244. Yung next resistance level niya ay nandito po sa area to. Yan, 290 to 300 po yung next resistance level ni JFC. And then Cebu Pacific, balik po natin sa 1 day. Yan, tumataas po sa Cebu Pacific. However, nagkaroon siya ng profit taking today, no? At 48.20, losing 1 peso and 55 centavos. But it's climbing. Although it had a loss for the third quarter, I think now is the time to accumulate Cebu Pacific. Kasi napakababa na po niya. And at one time, the stock at its peak reached 96. So this is still a very good price, no? So at one time it reached 96 in August 2019, and also at one time noong 2016 it reached 118. Kung meron po kayong extra cash, I would recommend that you buy Cebu Pacific as an investment. Okay? Okay po. And then after that is Glow. Si Glow namamayagpag siya. Yan, no? It continues to move up and there is a trend. This is already the highest in for a long time. This is the highest. This is a 52-week high. Yung 3,500, 3,540 that it reached today. It never reached that high before. Ngayon, ay tignan natin po yung DMI. Okay, nasa 29 and well, kung umabot po yan ng 30, which is almost 30, even though the stock is overbought, then it will continue to move up. So it's now at 68. So konting ingat lang po, no? But if we see another green candlestick, lalagpas na po yan sa 30. Yung DMI niya po is above 30 and there is already a definite trend based on our indicators. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market, November 10, 2021. And this is Benji Chidoro reminding you, mag-ingat sa COVID, mag-ingat sa scam, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Hanggang sa muli, stay safe, God bless, bye for now.